So Battleground states that we are looking at as the edge of the seat thriller. There has been several of those issues as far as comparisons that are now being drawn when it comes to the 2020 election race to 2024, and of course when it comes to this wild and tightly contested elections that we're looking at, both of the candidates with the US President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump that are making the final push in this decisive battleground stage to impress the voters. Let's in the meantime also talk about, according to latest updates that are now coming in through map of the United States, in those 50 states, we are looking at Donald Trump to win Iowa and 6 electoral votes. CBS News, however, has been also projecting that Trump will win the presidential race, whether it comes to Ohio, which has 17 electoral votes. Kamala Harris, meanwhile, to win Colorado with its 10 electoral votes. Trump expected to win Mississippi with its 6 electoral votes. CBS News has also been projecting that Donald Trump will win Montana and Utah. However, when it comes to the Nevada presidential race, that is rated to be a toss-up. Montana, which has around 4 electoral votes, Nevada and Utah have both 6. However, for Kamala Harris will win Illinois with its 19 electoral votes. Kamala Harris will win New York with its 28 electoral votes. Projections for Donald Trump to win Louisiana with its 8 electoral votes. However, Kamala Harris will win Rhode Island and 4 electoral votes. That has been the projections coming in so far. So as far as the majority mark is concerned, that is 270 that needs to be crossed. But we are looking at the current figures that have now been coming across for Pennsylvania having 19 votes. The swing states that we have been in the meantime talk about. But in the meantime, when it comes to the total states, this is when we are looking at the projections so far that has now come across. So the swing states that actually hold the key when it comes to the voting, the turnout that is now concerned. When it comes to all of these swing states, this is going to be the 7 swing states that can actually spring a surprise. Pennsylvania being one of the biggest one, having 19 electoral votes. North Carolina having 16, Georgia having 16, Michigan having 15. Wisconsin having 10, Arizona having 11, Nevada having 6. So that has been as far as the projections so far are concerned. Let's get you the live updates from CBS News.
President Trump.
We're going to defeat Kamala Harris, and we're going to make America great again.
CBS News, America Decides, Election 2024. Now reporting, Norah O'Donnell.
Welcome back to CBS News Election Night headquarters here in New York. And we're coming on the air with some breaking news in Georgia. CBS News now rates the presidential race there as lean Trump. This is the first of the 7 battleground states that we are rating as lean one way or the other. And at this hour, we rate it as lean Republican. We'll be checking in on the battleground states throughout the night, but we also want to give you results from western states where polls just closed. In California, Vice President Harris's home state, CBS News projects that she will win there. In Idaho, CBS News projects Trump will win, and over 5 decades, Idaho has supported a Republican for the presidency. And here is where we stand right now in the race to 270, shows Donald Trump with 211 electoral votes and Kamala Harris with 145, a number of states still to be called. I want to go now to Major Garrett and Anthony Salvanto at the data desk. And so why is Georgia now lean Republican?
We will explain that to Nora and the team here in a moment. Anthony, walk us through how we got to this lean Trump designation for Georgia. It's 16 electoral votes in a state that former President Trump very much wanted to flip.
So you see, there's still some vote outstanding, right? It's 88% in. But what I'm going to do is show you our models here that incorporate what we expect out of that vote. And so when you do that, you see that Donald Trump's current lead holds up in that model. Now, the other way to show you this, though, and why it's a lean but not a projection, is if I show you that in terms of the range of possibilities here, and what you see is that Trump's range around that estimate is in this red bar, and Harris's range around that estimate is in this blue bar. There is still some overlap here, so we can't be certain, but our best estimate right now is that Donald Trump does have that lead, and therefore we made it lean. And Major, maybe you can talk a little bit about where that outstanding vote is.
Right, because many of our viewers will see that there is outstanding vote, but what I want to do is take you inside those bubbles and show you the numbers. And the numbers tell a story about a declining amount of vote that's out. 126 in Gwinnett, 38,000 remaining in Cobb, 54,000 remaining in Fulton County, 29,000 remaining in Henry County. So these numbers suggest that there would have to be a tremendous push for the vice president in those places where vote is still outstanding and they are historically Democratic. And also, Anthony, show the needs and our projection on where the vice president is in terms of the need.
She needs 62%, we believe, right? And right now, she's on track to get 58%. Now, there's some estimate, or there's a range around these estimates, right? So you say, well, that is trailing what she needs, hence the lean, but it's not trailing by so much that we can project the race just yet. But we do want to give you, like I said, the whole sense of the race, and that is lean Trump, Nora.
All right. Can we do the same thing in Wisconsin? Because all of us here, when I came back from the data desk with Major, everyone was also surprised about what we saw in Wisconsin. That would dramatically change the path to victory. So can we go through that margin in Wisconsin?
Sure can. Far less relative vote in there, right? We're at 60. We're at 60%. So the needs yet doesn't quite come into play as much. But we are going to be looking at places like Milwaukee. And if I look at that and then I show you the history there, you see this tells very much the story. So far, Harris is trailing Joe Biden's numbers there in Milwaukee, and that doesn't necessarily tell a strong story for her. Just a little bit behind Joe Biden's numbers in critical Dane County. This is a place where Democrats traditionally really run up a lot of votes. Now, again, this is not all in, but that tracking number plus just slightly lower turnout, perhaps, that's not enough of a margin.
And let's walk through the needs and our projections currently.
You got it. Okay, so there's your needs, right? Needs 51% of the estimate. That's not that hard to do, okay? So the trouble is, given what I just showed you in those key Democratic counties, right now she's tracking it getting 44% of the outstanding vote. So, again, still a lot of vote to come, still some uncertainty here, but right now not immediately on track.
And because we only have 61% of the vote in statewide, that's why we have not made a designation in this race. It is still a toss-up based on our estimates, but these are the trend lines at this hour.
Leadership and what?
All right. Thank you so much. I want to go